This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the issue of corruption within the ranks of the police force raising its head again, this time right here on Grand Bahama, as reports continue to circulate regarding the apparent dismissal of a police officer. Tonight, the local police chief addresses these reports and affirms that allegations of corruption are taken seriously. Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police Emerick Seymour says the police is serious about rooting out corruption among police officers. ZNS News has learned that just last week, a police officer reportedly attached to the traffic division was dismissed from the force. Grand Bahama's police chief outlines the circumstances surrounding the dismissal.
There was an officer accused of impropriety last week, and I can tell you he's been dismissed from the force. He's been fired by the commissioner last week.
The officer in question joined the Royal Bahamas Police Force in 2009 with the C Squad. While ACP Seymour did not confirm the charges being levied against the dismissed officer, he says the message must be conveyed that no officer is above the law.
We are entrusted by members of the public. The members of the public entrust us to ensure that we uphold the law as police officers. And I often say, and you often hear us say, we are the last bastion between law and lawlessness. If members of the public cannot trust their police officers, pray tell me, who else can they trust? And so we take seriously any act of criminality perpetrated on the part of any police officer, because you're not only betraying the organization, you're betraying the public's trust.
Seymour says the force worked swiftly in this case and notes that once again this proves that corruption on the force will not be tolerated.
Police officers are paid a relatively good salary, and where any officer find that the salary isn't sufficient or whatever, or they need to do whatever to get more illegally, then of course it's time for them to go. And so any act of criminality perpetrated on the part of any police officer is treated as if we don't look at the fact that he's a police officer. We look at the fact that he's broken the law.
ACP Emerick Seymour says investigations are continuing into this matter and charges could be filed in the future. And while the Royal Bahamas Police Force works to stamp out corruption, the force is also focused on ensuring safety on the streets, particularly this new school year. Sabrina Brown reports.
Police officers have been out on the streets in full force since the start of this academic year. Chief Superintendent Ismella Davis says it's all in an effort to ensure all road users can travel the streets safely. She says officers are paying close attention to school zones.
This is a school zone, and the school zone between the hours of 8 and 9:15, the school zone is 15 miles an hour. And as you notice that there are a number of persons have been ticketed because they have been in excess of the speed limit.
We caught up with Davis and a team of officers near the Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Academy. She says it was noted that many people are still not wearing seatbelts.
Seatbelts is a safety mechanism, and we need to get in the heads of parents and the motoring public to please ensure that the seatbelts are on. Ensure that the children are properly seated in the seat belt, they are in their car seats, and that the children are safe, because one life that is lost on the street is too many.
Safety on school campuses remains a concern for many. The officer in charge of uniform operations says the school policing program is still in place and officers continue to carry out their mandate.
In every school there is a school resource officer. Okay, that police officer is assigned to a school, and the role of the school resource officer is to assist the administrators and staff to ensure that we have safe environments. And we are partnering with traffic department to assist. And so all of the non-essential police areas in policing is out and about during the course of the school year to assist to ensure that we have a safe environment for school.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Also from police tonight, authorities in Abaco are searching for 32-year-old Shamika Marshall of Yellow Elder, New Providence, and Marsh Harbor, Abaco. Police say she is wanted for stealing. Marshall is described as 5 feet 5 inches tall, brown complexion, and medium build. Now, if you have any information on the whereabouts of Shamika Marshall, you are asked to contact the Marsh Harbor Police Station in Abaco at 367-2560 or 367-3437, or call the Central Detective Unit here in Grand Bahama at 350-3107-12, or in New Providence at telephone numbers 328-8411 and 322-2561. You can also call the emergency numbers 911-919 or contact your nearest police station. In other news, Vitzer, one of the leading marine towage companies in Grand Bahama, adding to its fleet today. This addition is expected to enhance productivity at the Freeport Harbor. Today, a ceremony was held to celebrate this milestone. Natalia Hall reports.
The management of Switzer Corporation holding an official commissioning ceremony for 2 new tugboats and a 3rd vessel that was recently refurbished. The fleet now includes 9 tugs and is projected to improve the level of efficiency getting into and out of the harbor. Government officials and members of the private sector were on hand to celebrate the achievement. Country manager for Switzer, Leonardo Farisi, calls it a significant milestone, a turning point, and a moment to create greater goals for the company to share with the community.
These are not only 3 brand new boats. These are not shiny pieces of metals, industrial equipment, pricey investment that will facilitate the Freeport Harbor operations. But they are for us, as Vitzer, the demonstration that we keep our word and we stand by our past commitments. A promise made and kept to the Freeport Harbor Authority, to the Freeport Container Port, to the Grand Bahama Shipyard, that we in 1 year have improved and reached an impeccable level of safety and efficiency.
Managing Director of the Americas, Martin Helwig, was also in attendance.
These new vessels are built at some of the best shipyards, Darman and Sanmar, which represents the highest quality in the world within towage. The tugs are purposely built and selected to ensure that specifications fit the requirements of the operations in Freeport. Their characteristics have been purposely selected to ensure that we as Switzer continue to provide the safest and most reliable service in the industry for the benefit of Freeport and our customers.
Permanent Secretary with the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, Lorraine Umbrister, commending Switzer for its investment. She said Switzer provides services in approximately 100 ports worldwide and is noted internationally for its stellar reputation.
Switzer's more recent acquisition of a navigation simulator, which is used to train marine pilots and tugboat captains from around the world, was of great interest to the Ministry of Transport and Aviation. In keeping with the company's commitment to enhancing its product, this acquisition signals a commitment to the training of Bahamians in preparation for their more active participation in the maritime sector generally.
Following the ceremony, guests were given a first-hand view of the tugboats. Switzer says his investment is in keeping with the company's commitment to Grand Bahama Island. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Natalia Hall.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A local private institution boasting of a successful opening of the 2015-2016 school year. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us that officials at Tabernacle Baptist Academy are expecting a banner year ahead.
Tabernacle Baptist Academy got off to a strong start this new academic year, according to Principal Norris Bain. He says enrollment has increased to well over 500 students.
Presently, we have no more room in our junior high, and we might be able to take 1 or 2 students in 11th grade, providing they have the requirements, because we do have a requirement of 4 BJCs to enter 10th grade. And if they have the requirements at the 11th grade, we might have 1 or 2 seats in grade 11, but there's no space in grade 10, no space in grade 12, and the junior high is full.
The private institution has implemented 2 new academic programs for high flyers at the senior level.
So we connected with a college in Texas called Wiley College, made sure that they were accredited, and so all of our high flyers, our juniors, our 11th graders, who would have obtained 5 or more BGCSEs at the grade 11 level are going to be enrolled, and once we have discussed it with their parents, are going to be involved in possibly this Wiley program, where they will take college classes while they're still in high school. Parents that are unable to afford that, we also have a program called Coursera, and in that program, it's a free program, but of course students can pick from a number of classes.
Bain says the school is continuing its focus on the arts as well as athletics.
We want students not to allow athletics to use them, but to use athletics to further their education. A lot of parents can't afford it, but if the students that God has gifted and are blessed with athletic ability, whether it be softball, basketball, volleyball, whatever it is, if they harness those skills, it can lead to academic opportunities.
Fostering good relationships with parents is also a priority for Principal Bain.
I'm trying my very best to build the best relationships with our parents and let them know that as much as possible, I will make myself available to them to discuss whatever issues they have. I want to leave the doors of this principal office open. And I'm a principal that don't take appointments. They can just come.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sabrina. Well, a soup kitchen in the Western District is getting some much-needed assistance. The kitchen housed at the St. Michael's Catholic Church provides a hot breakfast for nearly 200 students. On Friday morning, Eddie Wan and the Wan family donated school supplies and food items to the parish. Administrator Deacon Jeff Hollingsworth says this support will go a long way in helping families in that community.
We're very, very grateful to him for being one of our primary benefactors and keeping this soup kitchen alive. Every morning we have a team of dedicated persons in the kitchen down at St. Michael's, and they prepare breakfasts of various sorts for almost 200 children every school morning, and it has been well received by parents and students alike and the general community all over Grand Bahama.
Now, businessman Eddie Wan says they are grateful to be able to touch lives in that district.
We're going to be here 100% of the way as long as the good Lord gives us breath and the chance to do it and the opportunity to do it. We will continue to do it. My late grandfather, my father, myself, I have a lot of large shoes to fill. But I'm doing my utmost best to do it. As Jeff said, my father sent over, probably 1,200 books, bags, pencils, rulers for 1,200 students. Jeff got some of them. A lot of the other students on the island got the rest. As far as the food here, this is directly from us for the soup kitchen. I think we got enough here for about 2 months' supply. And as soon as that runs out, we are going to be there again to replenish the inventory. We might come knocking on some doors for a little help. It's not a big deal, as Jeff just said. 1 bag of grits from 20 different people, that feeds a heck of a lot of children.
3 local businesswomen have joined forces to help with the fight against breast cancer. Davina Rutherford of Minding Your Own Business, Charlene Carey of Bullard Designs and owner of Chocolatess Island Delights, Latesse Bartlett, recently launched the Warrior campaign for the survivor, the fighter, and families of the taken. Rutherford says the initiative is designed to create a greater level of awareness about the disease, while Carey talks about her passion for the project.
I know a number of persons that have been affected, friends, mothers and fathers, and my aunt personally, Rosina Nesbitt, so I'm actually doing the campaign in honor of her. Everyone has been affected by cancer directly or indirectly, and when our loved ones have been affected by the disease, if we believe it or not, we're also affected by the disease.
Just like Davina said, there were so many affected by cancer, and I wanted to utilize my skills and my efforts towards the cause, and that's how I came up with the 2015 Warrior Campaign design.
Now, the campaign is also a fundraiser. They hope to raise a minimum of $5,000, and part proceeds will go to the Cancer Society. Member Yolanda Hanna is grateful for the support.
I thought it was only fitting that the Cancer Society be a part of this because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so they've been gracious enough to donate part proceeds from the Warrior Campaign to the Cancer Society, and the promotion, we are using it as a prelude to the Hope Ball.
Now, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a number of activities have been planned, including the Hope Ball on the 17th, the burning of the bra, and a relay for cancer. And now it's time to ask the doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Miguel asked, as a single father, how can I talk to my teenage daughter about sex? Thanks for asking such an important question, Miguel. Sex can be extremely difficult for a father and daughter to discuss, but it is something that must be talked about openly and honestly. The subject of sex is something that cannot be avoided, as it is commonly displayed in some sort in the news, entertainment, and advertising. Waiting for the perfect moment isn't realistic, and you might end up missing the best opportunities. Here are some ideas that can help you get started, Miguel. First, seize the moment. When a program or music video raises issues about responsible sexual behavior, use it as a trigger for discussion. Sometimes the best opportunities to talk occur during everyday moments, such as riding in a car or putting away groceries. Always be honest and direct. Clearly state your feelings on specific issues, such as homosexuality. Always talk about the risks, which include emotional pain, sexually transmitted infections, and unplanned pregnancy. If you don't know how to answer your teen's questions, offer to find the answers for them or look them up together. Make sure that you consider your teen's point of view. Try not to lecture them or use scare tactics to discourage sexual activity. Instead, listen to them carefully and try to understand their challenges, concerns, and pressures. You should also let your teen know that it's okay to talk about sex or whenever they have a question or concern. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Liborn has a check on sports when we come back.
Hey everybody, welcome to Sports and Ricardo Liborn. This one tonight goes out to Big Tim and Don Albury. Yep, they went today to the Rand and got their Miami Dolphin drug test. Boy, it's got to be crazy. Well, the good news coming out of Honduras, folks. Jacoby Bain captured the 2015 Honduras Junior Cotec Under-14 tournament with a 6-1, 6-4 win over Kari Hernandez of Guatemala. Jacoby also was teamed up with Kari to win the doubles event. That's his third consecutive doubles for the Cotec Under-14. Jacoby is ranked the number 3 Under-14 player, and also in the Central American and Caribbean region. The next Cotec Under-14 event for Jacoby is going to be the Gumbe Smash. That's going to be in Nassau. The kid got game. He plays exceptionally well. Well, Bahamas Basketball Federation had a very productive and competitive summer of basketball. League play will soon be the focus for the BBF and also the implementation of youth hoops.
The Bahamas Basketball Federation will have to change its strategy and approach to the Division II National Tournament and Championship. The Division I aspect is competitive, and it was evident in Bimini during the Nationals. BBF President Charlie Softy Rubens has accepted the challenge to bring the Division II play up to that of Division I, which he says will take some commitment.
I'm going back to the Family Islands to see if we can't, Ricardo, get at least 10 Family Islands to represent the BTC Bunny Lavaldi tournament, as well as implementing the B Division real hard. You see where we need to build from, because you see the kind of play that we have in the B Division. So if you can't play A, then we're allowing you to bring your B team, so we can take our national tournament to the level that it should go to.
New Providence and Grand Bahama have viable Division II and I play and needs that to spill over to the Family Islands. But what about girls basketball? Hoyts is the focus point, and it's doing its best to keep girls basketball in the forefront, but much support is needed and to direct towards girls basketball in the country. Now, the high school national championship has been talked about for some time now, and for some reason, it keeps falling off the drawing board. Softly says it's time to get it done and utilize the high school basketball season also as a feeder for a members association in the BBF.
high school basketball championship, we want to turn that into a national championship. Because it's about time that we do that. I'm going to get with Mr. Greg Boris in the next 3 weeks, right after the festivals are over, and see how best, like they did track and field, see how best we can get together and deal with the high schools. We are now seconded by FEVA to implement junior and mini league back again. So that's something that has to come on stream.
The BBF Nationals will be played in the capital this basketball season. The member association will have to begin the process of structuring their leagues, and the hope is to put youth development and competitive hoops in action.
Now we continue. The Grand Mama Basketball Association is going to be meeting September 15th. The coaches, players, interested persons at the YMCA to plan at 215-216 season. President Rodney Crippy Wilson says it's a big year for basketball in the country, and the GBBA will make a positive contribution to the game. So guys, make sure you get it right. Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation is going to be hosting the CAC Bodybuilding Championships later this month, and they're waiting for me to come to New Providence. The Grand Mama athletes like myself that's going will be ready. Lance Boyd is in the gym at the YMCA Fitness Center putting in the hours in preparation for the Central American and Caribbean Bodybuilding Championships. This is a statement event for Lance, being a last-minute selection to the team. He's actually entrenched in the gym, so getting ready should not be a problem.
The preparation is basically 5 in the morning, work, come back from 6 until the gym closes. Basically, I got the key for the gym, so it's that work. But it's heavy weights, pushing, getting the body tight in all the right spots. And then now the diet, my dieting time, diet for cutting down really kicks in to cut off a lot of that body fat and stuff.
1 week to go for Lance and members of the Bahamas CAC bodybuilding team. The challenge will be a diet and also that mental preparation.
I always prepared. I stay in the gym, so it's just fine-tuning what I lost from nationals, from the little break that I took. It's just basically here and there right now.
The CAC Championship will be at Atlantis on Paradise Island. That home advantage, and that means an incredible show.
Being home actually should be an advantage with confidence and everything else, because it's good to perform in front of your home, in front of your country, in front of your fellow Bahamians.
Lance Boyd feels confident that he's going to hold his own at this year's CAC Championship, and the Bahamas is in for a treat. Better still, in for a pretty good show.
And if you didn't know it, the NFL season will start tomorrow. My good friend Tappy says that they're going to be going 10-6 this year and get to the playoffs. They'll win their first 8 games. Tappy, stay off that lawnmower. That smoke, boy, got you crazy. That's a look at sports tonight.